Today we're taking a look at WIN, aka Wink, cryptocurrency analysis and prediction in anticipation of the next 24 hours. And by the way, we're going to plan to cover this as much as possible here in the near future until it kind of slows off and dies down, because it is obviously a very popular currency right now. As usual, welcome back to Crypto Cash, your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency analysis. Before we take a look at this analysis, though, do not forget to subscribe just to get notified as soon as these videos are released so that you have time to plan out your trades as we provide cryptocurrency analysis videos on a regular basis. If you want to benefit the most from analysis, though, just go ahead and take notes and consider just kind of listening and following along. There will be screens and graphs and charts that reflect the analysis. This guarantees you have only the information that you will need heading into the upcoming trading day after fully watching this video. We will start off by analyzing the fundamentals, then focus on the technical data, and as per usual, we always provide you with potential action plans for the future so that you can be better prepared. This is not financial advice. This video is designed for educational purposes only. Now let's get started with the fundamentals. Wink is a gaming platform for users to play, socialize, and stake across multiple blockchain ecosystems that leverages the WIN token as the native digital asset within the platform. Through behavioral mining, innovative token economy design, and other incentive mechanisms, Wink aims to build an ecosystem that provides a high-quality, decentralized gaming experience. WIN is primarily available on Binance and KuCoin, and the chart you see here today is a Binance application. So that is essentially the one that I use. Total supply is 994 billion. There's currently no max supply. Market cap is 893 million. Today's high is 0.003. Today's low is 0.0019. It's a daily change of 53.99%. The 52-week high is 0.003. And get this, the 52-week low is 0.000036. Wouldn't it have been nice to get in at that level? That's an increase of 8,561%. The price overall has increased by 380% in the last 3 days alone. So it's really safe to say the bulls are dominating WIN right now. And this is excellent for day traders, but also swing traders alike, right? So, get in while you can, of course. Tons of volume, tons of volatility. It's quite the ride. Wink is making higher highs, and previously had smaller periods of consolidation, but recently it seems to be non-existent. It is very small though, so keep in mind this pattern that's forming is very similar to BitTorrent, BTT. In other words, it keeps ramping up with short amounts of consolidation. Instead of days, it's more like hours. So just bear that in mind. Also understand too that the current resistance at approximately 0.003 has been tested 3 times. The previous resistance is now a support level at 0.0024. There is also a potential support level developing at 0.0027. Now for the technical analysis. Looking at the 15-minute chart, you can see the resistance level of 0.0027 was tested twice before it was recently broken. It's now a support level, and just be mindful of this level because it could be tested soon. Also be aware of the 2 moving averages that are still working as support levels. They have a rather small variance, which is a positive technical sign because the RSI does appear to have a peak around 90. So pay attention to this number if you're in a long position. The inverse also applies if you're shorting this currency as well, down around, I would say, 30 or 40 instead. If you're planning to go long, an option here you might want to consider is just waiting 30 minutes after it's still respecting the support level of 0.0027 or 0.0024, then that situation you would be looking at and opening a trade position as close to possible as a support level while still keeping in mind that this would be a short-term trade. Also take a closer look at the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD, to identify its crossing at 2 points in an upward fashion. This would be a strong indication of a buy signal. Just remember the MACD moves quicker in shorter time frames. So if you're using the 1 or 5 minute chart, which is perfectly fine, in fact, I do love the 1 minute chart myself, you can expect to see these react a lot faster. Either way, you should always take your profits whenever possible. Do not forget to average up too, because that's a very simple mistake initially, is to go all in and then all out once you're at your destination. When truth be told, you should be averaging up and getting small pieces of profit between now and your destination. True, you're not going to get as much by the time you get there, but it's safer, and it's always a way to ensure you take profit. for my swing traders out there. Looking at the 1-day chart, you can see Win ramped up heavy over the past 3 days. It started with a large volume day with a push of approximately 40%, and then it continued to have an even higher volume the day after. And of course, today it increased for another 50% plus. This tells us there's potential for it to continue as long as the volume remains high. If at the end of the day today you see the volume is starting to decrease, there could be a shift downwards. This is another reason why day traders use volume weighted average price, the VWAP, because it really helps you identify how the volume is affecting the price. This matters a lot too when you're swing trading, just keep that in mind. Always remember to what comes up always comes down, at least for a short while when it comes to trading. I'd honestly be surprised if it continues as hard as it has moving forward. So just be mindful that there's been a lot of movement. We should prepare for some kind of consolidation soon, as most currencies like these, that they calm down after a very strong push, because they have to find their value. Right now it's kind of up and down. Bulls and bears are fighting, and that we're trying to identify what the true value of this currency is right now. Okay, so just be aware of this sentiment and pay attention to the indicators. Speaking of indicators, the only way in this situation to find the best entry points is to look at a smaller time frame. Again, that's another thing you'll hear a lot here, of course, because you'll start to notice in cryptocurrency, if you're kind of newer, trends like these happen often. So the most appropriate thing to do is to look at the 4-hour or 8-hour charts and identify the RSI, MACD, and moving averages. I believe the 4-hour chart is probably the best for a currency like this right now, based on its current movement. Another potential option is to wait until after a slight uptrend occurs. That is to identify if it is still respecting the support level, in this case 0.0027 or 0.0024. Then we always recommend you look for an opening and consider a long position as close as possible to the support level, while keeping in mind that this would be a short-term trade. Maybe 1 or 2 days, perhaps a week in total, something a little shorter. And just make sure that you're taking a look at the MACD to identify it's crossing at 2 points, ideally in an upward fashion. And as long as the RSI indicates it's not overbought, anything under 90 would be appropriate, preferably under 80. Go into this with a goal in mind, though. Make sure you set a target and stick with it. If you hold on for too long, you could run the risk of losing your profits. And the best thing to do in this situation, and you'll hear us say this time and time again, with short-term long positions, you always want to average up by selling your total in small increments. For example, it might be advantageous to consider selling a quarter or a third of your position at first, and then the other half or third later, and then obviously kind of just get out completely once you're almost to your goal. This does allow for you to lock in profits, and obviously if the price does change, you're not completely out. It's still a green day, right? Everyone loves a green day. But yeah, big picture, we cannot stress this enough. Just make sure you set a target, and if you don't hit your target, get out and take your profits. Even a small loss is better than nothing, because honestly, it's just that simple. I mean, there's no other way around it. Get in, get out, make it happen. If you don't have a goal in place, you're going to hold on for too long, and you're going to lose what you have that you should be keeping for yourself. All right, we want to grow your wallet. We want to make sure it's a lot larger, and just continue to have profitable green days. I always say this to everyone. The key to profitable trading is to survive to trade another day. I learned that a while back, and I can tell you it's very beneficial to just kind of think about it abstractly, right? If you did find benefit from this video, though, please like and subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. It helps us build the channel. We are a little bit newer, but I can tell you we're not going anywhere anytime soon, and we want to wish you the best luck on your trades as possible. And by doing that, we really appreciate you giving us your feedback, your sentiment, liking and subscribing, of course, and just generally letting us know. Let's get engaged. Let's communicate. Let's talk about what we can do to not only improve, but also what else do you want us to cover moving forward? Comment down below. Let us know. Let's all grow together and build our wealth. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.